Okay, good. She's going to talk, so I'm going to get it in here.
Just remember, when everybody starts, always say their name and spell it for us when you start.
Right. Lady Mansfield, L-A-D-I-E, Mansfield, M-A-N-S-F-I-E-L-D. Every day, thousands of homeless are left on the streets in Atlanta with nowhere to go. Mothers, fathers, veterans, children, and disabled are among the more than 36,000 homeless within the city. As a result, many Americans are left to sleep under bridges, in alleys, and even on the steps of churches, and even on a concrete ledge by gates that's right across the street from the courthouse. Occupy Atlanta recognized this is an epidemic that has gone under the radar. It is a socio-economic, systematic injustice which has crippled our society. Disturbingly, the city does very little to address this issue. The money and time spent by law enforcement in removing our homeless from visibility during the coldest time of the year without offering any alternative further reveals the city economics priorities. Law enforcement stands ready to remove on Monday those who are occupying the ledge that's behind us. There seems to be a problem with the picture that this reality presents. Homeless Americans have been sleeping here in this space for numerous reasons, including the supposedly closing of Peachtree and Pines, other issues within homeless shelters here, and there are many, many other reasons like unemployment, the fact that we have foreclosures on the rise, the fact that we have people losing jobs. These are many reasons that we have the homeless here. For most, this ledge provides a safer place. It provides protection in that it's right across the street from the courthouse. There's heat that comes up from under this ledge, that comes from the system that heats the buildings around. So it provides heat for a lot of people here. The forcible removal of the homeless is a continuation of Atlanta's inhumane strategy to deal with human beings that have fallen on hard times. Instead, we are forcing the homeless into the darkest covers of Atlanta. We should be addressing the needs of our human beings here. We should be addressing the needs of our brothers and our sisters. These are people with a history. These are people with a story. These are people that have gone through tremendous hard times due to economical issues right here in the city and within the nation. We must not neglect them. The dehumanization of our people must stop. Occupy Atlanta will continue to address this issue and understands that homelessness is one part of a larger economic issue. Georgia is ranked number four in foreclosures and number 1 in wealth disparity in the nation. We must not allow this travesty to continue. Let this serve as a call of action. We challenge the city to explore ways to address the homeless as human beings instead of public relation issues. Atlanta can do better. Atlanta must do better. With us, we have a few people from the community that will speak. We have Marshall Rensifer from Central Presbyterian Church. We have Joe Beasley that will speak today, and also Senator Vincent Ford.
Yes, well, I'm Joe Beasley, and I will be 75 years old in December. I'm a native Georgian. I came off a plantation right down the road here Fayette County. Really the genesis of the homeless problem in the nation really grows out of, because most of the people, 95% of the people that's homeless here in Atlanta have to be African Americans. And I remember when automation came to farming and was no longer labor intensive, many of us was forced off the plantation into the urban areas. Never really had a home in this country. But I'd like to give a special challenge to our mayor, to Kasim Reed. This is allegedly a Christian nation. We are about to say that we are one nation under God. But let us remind in Matthew chapter 25, beginning with verse 31, it lays out how the people of the earth will be judged by God on judgment. It starts with the sixfold ministries of a church. And if you read, starting at 31, it says, I was hungry and you gave me meat. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was homeless and you gave me a place to stay. I was in prison, you visited me. And then the rhetorical question comes back, Lord, when did we see thee hungry and feed thee? When did we see thee naked and clothe thee? When did we see thee homeless? When did we see thee in prison? And this is Christ speaking, that inasmuch as you've done it to one of the least of these, my brethren, you've done it unto me. And then he goes on, starting at verse 40, 41, but it says how he'll separate the sheep from the goats. And I'm appealing to Mayor Reed as the head of our city, don't be a goat. Because the Lord's already promised, he's going to set you off. He said, depart from me, you damned. Go into everlasting darkness. Go be with the devil himself. And so we're saying to Mayor Reed, don't put those blockades up here on the tomorrow. You know, don't do that. We've been commanded, we're a Christian nation. And so we're going to be standing out here, just as we were standing with people at Peachtree and Pine, just as we're standing with Occupy Atlanta. I think Dr. Joseph Laurie was right when he said this is a spiritual movement, a movement of God. Whoever you know God to be. This is a spirit, and it's global. It's about 2,500 cities across the world. There's a rightness about this about this movement, and I think those would get in the way of it, stand in imminent danger of hell's fire. Thank you.
Thank you.